Awesome. Welcome back. Today we are going to continue with Salesforce Platform Basics, and the unit we're going to be covering today is called Powering Up with the AppExchange. And if you remember correctly, all the AppExchange is it's a place where you can download Salesforce apps. So think of it like this. You know how you have your iPhone. If you want to download an app, you have to go to the App Store, or if you have a Android device, you got to go to the Google Play Store. It's the same thing. If you want to download a Salesforce app, you got to go to the App Exchange to download these Salesforce related apps. And there are so many different apps that you can download. IT and admin apps, finance apps, service apps, sales apps. There's just so many. And bear in mind that some of them are free and some of them are at a cost. And so, obviously you always want to try to find a free solution before you go for a paid solution. But just so you know, there are free apps and there are paid apps. So let's scroll down. And strategies for success. I highly recommend you read this. Um, here are some guidelines into your strategy for downloading an app because you don't want to be downloading apps willy nilly. There has to be a reason for you to download that app. Okay. Installing your first app. Okay. Now, there is a challenge that we are going to do. But before we do the challenge, I want to talk a little bit about sandboxes because I just noticed the term here. So when it comes to downloading an app, you want to test it in a sandbox. And if you don't know, remember, if you want to, sorry, excuse me. If you remember what a sandbox is, it's essentially where you test the app, you play around, um, you maybe play around with the functionalities, build things, and you can test it out in a safe environment before you I guess put it in production. And production is just your org. You don't want to obviously put anything into production right away. You always want to test it in a sandbox. Okay. So yeah, it says in general it's best practice to first install apps in a non-production environment. Okay. So let's scroll down. Cool. So it looks like we don't have a challenge here, but we do have a quiz. So let's go ahead and do the quiz. When you're getting started with the App Exchange, a best practice is to install apps of interest right away. No, because there has to be a reason for you to download that app. Okay. And remember, I would urge you to read the guidelines right over here, strategies for success. Read these guidelines to give you a good idea of when to, if you should download an app. Request the top three apps from each department. So also know, develop a plan, including budget, timing, and key department use cases. Yes, you must develop a plan and a budget if the app costs money, timing, and key department use cases. Yeah, there has to be a use case, budget to see if your organization wants to pay for it or if they can afford it, and developing a plan. Install apps directly into production, and no, because you want to test it out in a sandbox. And again, the sandbox is just a environment in which you test things out. When you want to find an app after you install it, what should you enter in the quick find box in setup? Installed apps, installed packages, installed components, installations, and apps. I believe it's installed packages or components. One of the two. Let me actually check. Where'd my app go? Congratulations, you've now installed your first app. Now, if only you could find it. Apps are installed using something called a package. To find the package from setup, search, and select installed packages. So, installed packages. Installed packages. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's check the quiz. Awesome. We are done with our first badge. Let's go ahead and move on to the next module. And by the way, if you guys enjoy my content, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out, and I want to help as many people as I can, just as I have helped you. So thank you. Have a good day.